Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video we're going to show you how to live stream to YouTube using the ManyCams application. ManyCams is free. With the free version you can only use one camera to stream, but with the $99 annual fee, it's all you pay, $99 for the whole year. You can have multiple cameras, multiple microphones, multiple whatever it is that rocks your boat, so that you can have that live stream experience and stream in 4K. That's right, look at me. I'm on the big screen in HD in 4K, and a lot of platforms don't let you do that, and this one does. So without any further ado, let's get started. The setup is pretty straightforward. There's some things that you have to work out so that things work just right for you. So come. So basically, we're going to launch ManyCams, and I'll show you the setup that I have. As you can see here, this is my ManyCam setup, right? And I have multiple cameras. You can do intros, like an intermission. You can do a lot with it, but in this video we're just going to show you, we don't need to see me. You can set up your 3D printer if you want to stream with your 3D printer. You can set up, let's say, how-to tutorials, which is what I do, soldering videos, or whenever I print something, I show the guests, I'm like, hey, look, check this out. Kind of neat, huh? And then you can add yourself there. If you look on the right-hand side, there's a layer there, and that layer is the 3D printer. Sometimes I'll walk over there and, work some magic. And I have multiple screens here. As you can see, I'm not sure what that one is, but you definitely don't want to show your viewers an infinity view. You can set it up so that looks like the multiple view this is the one I like. See? And then they can see me, and as I'm showing them or walking them through the process of, let's say we're going to build something and solder, use the little flux thingy here, do stuff like that. But remember, you're only limited by your imagination, but with the free version you can only do one camera. So you would probably have something that looks a little bit like this, but without this window here, and then the main view, which would be this. So if this is how you're starting out and this is what you're going to do, that's fine. Just stick to the one camera as you see here. But what you would have to do is set this up. See how we have here 4K, 2160, 30 frames per second. That's fine. Sometimes if you set it too high, it's not going to work out. There's some glitches with this application. But as you can see here, let's go back here. You would add a camera, right? So let's say I select a new scene, just like that. And then if I want to add a camera, I can click on the little plus button. Cameras, I have Osmos Action 5 Pro. You can switch the camera right here on the top left-hand corner, and camera 2, which would be down here. And then you could rotate it. If it's upside down, it would be like this. See? Now, the only issue I've had with this and many other applications is the sync offset. Sync offset allows your lips to match the sound of your voice. And so without the sync offset, I have another video that shows you how to do that. So let's say, for example, I'm here. I'm like, hey, how are you guys? Welcome back. And it doesn't match. Now it's not going to match because I'm not recording in real time. But knowing that, moving forward, as you can see here, let's go to a regular window. Let's just go to the 3D printer right there. Except I'm there. Let's go to one where I'm not there. Okay, there. So this is here. So what'll happen is, you see how the mic is right there? This is your microphone, and you can see, right, I'm talking and the gain is happening. You can see the little meter thing. So what you do is you click there. And my sync offset for this microphone is 490. Now I have another video, there'll be a link in the description after this, so you can find your sync offset depending on your mic. And that's the only way you're going to be able to live stream, so that things just flow and look like it's happening in real time. Knowing that, moving forward, we go here to stream. See, I have Facebook. You can stream to Facebook, logging in. You can stream to YouTube. You can stream to Twitch. You can stream to whatever that is. So, whatever stream rocks your boat. The platforms are basically unlimited. Now, I highly recommend streaming with a key. If you stream with the key, you can quit the app if it's glitchy, start it again in a matter of seconds, and everything picks up where you left off. If you use this stream, which you can, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't want to click stream just yet. You put your title in, you could put that in a category, you could set it as private, private or unlisted, depending, how, and then when you go up to YouTube, you can actually unlock it so that it's not private. You can actually set it as so it's public. Or you have to you can set your thumbnail. You got to leave your thumbnail on the desktop until the stream is over. That's just how this works. If you delete it, you're going to lose the thumbnail on this particular experience that's isolated here. All right, knowing that and moving forward. But for me personally, I stream from here. I go here and I put, whatever month I decide to create a key for. So I have a new key that's created for April. And then you click here, see your server? It's all right there. You get that from YouTube. I'll show you in a second. And then you put your key right there. And then you click save. And then you hit stream. But before you do that, you gotta go to YouTube. So let's go to YouTube for a little bit. I'll show you guys in a second. We gotta close that. And then you can it's unlimited. I can add, like, for example, if I want to add another one, you just add another one. You just go into your stream settings and make sure this is correct. You have you can leave this by default. That'll help your stream take off when it comes to the bit rate being a little bit higher. YouTube will let you know if it's not correct or not. So you might want to monitor the stream in the beginning to make sure your bit rate is correct, and whatever it tells you, you'll just do it that way. As you can see here, YouTube stream April. See? And then you have configure start a stream. You have how to use. Well, it's pretty straightforward how to use it. And then you have here, see, compatible apps. These are the compatible apps that you can use. Its possibilities are just endless. There's another video I have that shows you how to use the the application called Restream, which would allow you to push to multiple platforms at the same time. If you want to do that could be ideal for you too. Knowing that, moving forward, let's say if I delete the stream, see, look, I'll delete it. And I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And then I can go here, close it out. It's gone. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to go to stream. You're going to go add a custom stream. And I'm going to call this April 2025. Every month I like to use a new key because sometimes it gets glitchy, and what you do to avoid the glitchiness that's happening on your live stream is just create a new key, and then moving forward you're golden. So what we're going to do is we're going to shrink this. Let's press escape. If it lets us, let's see, will it let us? Come on. See, now the window's available. So then I'm going to go to YouTube, and then you click here on your channel. Make sure you're at your channel, or you could be at YouTube because this little window pops up right there. Create, and you select go live. Okay, and all your information will be down here. All right, wait for it. There it is. Voila. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy the URL, right, and then go back into the streaming application, select stream, and then go here, add custom stream. We're going to call it, we're going to set AP April, whoop, forgot the AP April 2025. We took our server, okay, and then now you go back in and you take the key. You can generate a new key. But in this case, that would be reset. Just copy it. See, copy the key, and then I will go back here. I'll bring this out a little bit. Well, can't bring it out as of yet. Paste the key in, and now add server. No access is required, and I can add multiple. Let's say I want to add Restream. I want to add so it's not like you're designated and you're tied only to Facebook. So if you have another platform, just throw it in as long as you have that information, and then you just press here, stream, and then right there, when you start to stream, you will go live. Now you can, and you notice how over here on the let me just make this a little bit bigger. We'll have to go back to YouTube in a second. So you notice how over here, right? you have Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, etc. And then you have add custom. Now here you can customize whether it's going to be private or public. This is always going to revert to whatever the default is on YouTube. So if I hit stream, it might be public. If I hit stream, it might be private. And in order to know that is to go, well, let me just go here into this window, right? I'll just make that a little bit bigger. And then you'll know, see, it's set to public. And then you have to create a, what do you call it? A title. Otherwise, whatever title is there is going to be what people will see all the time. So you're always going to have to edit the title. So we'll go here, edit the title. And then for me, I like to put live stream, from the room of creations. See that? And then it doesn't have to be caps lock. It could be whatever, whatever you want. And then what I need to do is I need to change the thumbnail because I'm not doing the Connect 4. So I'm going to change the thumbnail. And I have a default one. The default, if it lets me, the default one is just by default what it's always going to be, because I could be flying a drone outside and so I want to stream that. I could be in the park. Ooh, I want to stream that. So always have a default one set, and this would be live stream for the category. Okay. And then you want to add meta tags. Select no for, you decide which one options you want to pick. The meta, see, this one's related to Connect 4, and I can't do that. So I'm definitely going to take out Connect 4, free STLs. You have to figure out what works right for you. In my case, I'm just going to do popular live streams, save it, and then you can add a description. So you have to go back and edit it again. Let's see, and make sure, again, this is where you would set for it to be public or private, because as you can see by default, if you use the other options, you set it before you go live. But that one's a little bit glitchy, I find. So I find, this is more of a direct experience when you set it this way. So if you want to go unlisted, you're fine. If you want to go private, you're fine. So I'll select private. This way you guys can see how the stream is actually pushed to YouTube and no one will see it. Because what happens is if you have it as public, all your viewers, or not viewers, all your viewers, / subscribers are gonna be like, oh no, Lewis is live. And next thing you know, no, he's not live. He's troubleshooting. No, he's not live. It's glitching out. So sometimes in the beginning, before you get out your kinks, set it to private. And then go back in, I'll show you to set it to public. But I'm not going to set it to public, but it'll be private. You can do it that way. So I'll show you in a second. So I'll select save, whoops, and then we got to go back in and get it. We definitely don't want this. We can leave that as there. We can leave the tags there. And then if I go into my notes, and then if I click on interesting. Yeah, that could work. Stream, how to fly and restricted. Oh, let's type in room of creation. Oops. Our room of REAT. Because you want to keep something on standby, right? So in this case, let's see. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I'll do that. I believe those are my, if there are commas there, most likely those would be tags. Yeah. So then we'll go back to YouTube. See, and the tags will go here because you want people are always searching YouTube, and that's how they find you. So as you can see, what's streaming on YouTube, live stream, how-to videos, fun live streams, how-to, what's on YouTube, my number in case someone Googles it, popular YouTube content, etc. You decide what tags you want because people are always searching, and people will pop in and be like, oh wow, what are you doing? That's how it works. It's like, what's happening in that room? So you figure out what tags you want to put in, or what you want to put has the title, live stream from the room of creation. That's just my thing. And then also you want to make sure that you have something in there like a description, whatever it's going to be. what's a popular live stream? And then we say live streaming from the room of create, whatever your niche is, that's what you got to do. And for me, I never know what I'm going to stream because we cover a broad, well, I do know because they're scheduled, which I have to point out in a bit. But sometimes they're not scheduled. But scheduling your streams is actually great for your viewers slash subscribers because they have lives and they want to know when your streams are going to be happening. But the only downside to scheduling your streams with this application, also with YouTube, is that you cannot be spontaneous if you have streams scheduled. So let's say I have a stream scheduled for Friday. I can't be spontaneous and push this feed right now. I actually have to go in, schedule a stream for, let's say, the next 15 minutes from now, and then do it. It's a little bit of a bummer, so be careful when scheduling streams. You can schedule a stream, but then let's say you have a spontaneous moment and be like, oh my God, really cool. The guys would love this. Let me go live. You can go live, but you're not going to be live because you have other things in the queue waiting to be pushed out. So I don't know if that's a glitch with YouTube or the app, but just keep that in mind, okay? So in this case, I'm just going to save it. I can always fix that later. Remember, see, it's set to private. And now I took my key, right? I took all the other stuff. Latency is normal, so that gives you time to respond to comments. Learn this one from one of our viewers slash subscribers. Before you go live, you want to make sure you have your pop-out chat. I like to keep that in a different, we're not live as of yet, but I'll show you in a second. But right here, not top chat, you want it to be a live chat, okay? And again, the window won't pop out, let's see, until you're actually live, okay? So knowing that and moving forward, look, we're private, right? We copied our keys, put them in the ManyCam's application. And so now, if I go here, close out, and you want to keep this in a separate window. Sometimes I keep this, let me make this a little bit smaller so that you guys can see. Keep it over here, right? You can put it wherever you want. Maybe you have a monitor over here instead of a camera. Put it there, because you're going to be, otherwise what will happen is your viewers will see this in an infinity view. See, and you can't mess around with infinity. So that's why I put this like this. You're like, why is that? So that you guys can see me. And also I don't have stuff, because when you're recording from live feed, and then you're recording from here on the streaming application, it'll never sync. But remember your sync offset. It could sync, but that's another story. Connecting devices. If you're doing show and tell, make sure everything is connected. I cannot stress, I forget so many times. Make sure everything's connected, whether it's additional camera, whether it's you're going to be doing a video game, right? Like, hey guys, let's check out this game. Maybe you're going to do the game 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now. That's fine, but make sure it's plugged in beforehand, because if you decide to do the show and tell with your video game and how you get to the next level and then plug in your mic, it's going to mess stuff up with your sync offset. Your voice, your audio will not match the sound of your voice. And so when that happens, you quit the app. Or let's say you're going to install, that's not really install, but you have your USB drive with the photos you want to share with your viewer slash subscriber of your vacation. That's great. You can do that. Just make sure the camera's plugged in beforehand, because apparently this is a glitch with the ManyCam's application. Not that it won't work, it will just throw off the sync offset and the voice will not match the sound. The sound of your voice will not match the moving of your lips. It's a little glitch. So I like to make sure everything's plugged in beforehand, and occasionally I'll check if I realize I messed up and I forgot. If you forgot, you just do this. Just do this really quick. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. And then quit it. Now, when I open it again, I want to make sure my camera layout is the way it was supposed to be. See, I'm upside down. That's another glitch with this application. But when it works, it works. So I go, okay, quit it. You got to be fast. Because remember, now your stream is down for a couple of seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm back. And then of course this would be here, but it's not going to sync. So we're just going back here and back to here. You know, you always want to make sure you go back to whatever window you were in before you left. Then I hit stream, so you gotta be fast, and then I go here to stream. So I guess I can hit stream now, since it's, remember we set it to private on YouTube. If you do it through here, make sure YouTube matches that. Here it's private, but this is fine. This could be public, because this is just streaming when you add your description. So if I hit save, doesn't matter, it's not going to go public. It will go public if I hit stream from here. Okay, but remember, I'm streaming with the key, so that if shit goes bonkers, I can just quit the app like I just showed you, launch the stream really fast and pick up where I left off, make sure my cameras are not upside down, etc. So here, go to stream, and then if I go to YouTube right here, see, wait for it, and you're live. Sometimes there's a button right here that says start stream, but that only shows up on scheduled stream. So you wait for it, and then voila, look at that, I'm live. And then now you can switch cameras, like, hello guys, hi, welcome to my live stream. Of course, it takes a little bit of time to catch up. So let me throw myself into the camera. Let's see what we have here. I'm just gonna go to ManyCams. All right, and then I'm gonna put this, you'll see it pop up over here. And then now I can be in this window. Oops, close that out. And then go here. And then now, here I am. Hi guys, we're live on YouTube. Now you don't see it, you just saw what I did here. Now in order to see it, we go here. And then if I go here, YouTube. Now remember, the stream is set to private, so we're not going to see it. All right, so if I go to YouTube Studio, and then from YouTube Studio, I gotta go to Content, and then go to Live. And then of course you'll see it's live, but you see it's private. Okay, that's the only way to do it. Now if I go here, whoops, if I go here, I could see myself. See? Oh my God. Hold on, let me lower it, because it's going to come in on the mic. It's set to private, so we're not going to see it. All right, so if I go to YouTube Studio. And so there I am. So now I can share anything. Let's say, oh, I want to share with you my screen. See, and there I am. Say, hey guys, look, we'll do like a reaction video. Right? I never understood those reaction videos. So if I go here, hold on, close that out. And then now you get to watch me watch my computer as I'm reacting to a video. Kind of neat, huh? Come with me, watch. Let's grab the popcorn and see what Lewis is doing. I don't know, that's not my thing, but if it's your thing, great, you know, like, because those videos get thousands of views, but it's just not my thing. But you figure out what works for you. At least now you know the tools and the platforms where you can manipulate the user experience. So, you know, for me, and we're still streaming. So as you can see, let's say for me, I would do a 3D print. I'm like, oh, wow, it's really cool. The guys will love this one, except that's not the right printer. There's our printer right there, except I have something on it. So I won't be able to manipulate the bed. But if I go back, right, to YouTube, you will see, what did we do there? Oh, so we'll go here. If I go back here, see it says we're live. If I go back to YouTube, remember we have to go back into the here, because remember, live usually shows up here. And then live usually shows up right there in that window on your splash screen. But because we set it to private, for the sake of this video, content, and then we'll go live, and then we click it, and then we go here. Now you can see, there's the printer. That's where I left off. So that's live, and you possibility, see, there I am. There's my desktop. You get to watch me, watch you, and I don't know, however it goes. See? And that's how that works. And that's pretty much it. You know, you don't need a powerful mic. As you can see, I'm using the DJI mic, which works fine. What you really need to do is get your sync offset, and you're only limited by your imagination. Let me just close this out right here. Close that out. And, you know, putting in whatever metadata that works right for you, and making sure that you have, actually this one is, you like camera 1, camera 2, camera 2, camera 3. See, making sure this video, that's why you never want to have this in the same window. You want it in a separate window. Now, if you don't have it in another monitor, right, you can do this. Leave it in there. What is it called? This part on the Macintosh. Windows, I think, has the same thing too, so that the experience is sort of isolated. See, each window has a different experience for their user. See, and then I'm like, oh no, I got to do that. So I don't know how you would do that if you only have one monitor. It can be done, but remember, you're live streaming, so your viewers are seeing you for your content. And I've had many glitches on my channel. Look how many subscribers I have. So don't be intimidated by the flaws of things not being perfect, because your viewers slash subscribers are not coming for your imperfections or you being perfect. They're coming for the content that you have to offer, you know. And then as you get better, you know, you'll monetize, and then you'll have a better monitor as you get better. When I first started out, I started out with this thing, and look how much I've grown so far. Just this. You have to fix this thing because it's cracked over there, but that's it. So don't, you know, feel intimidated like, oh, he's got some really cool stuff. No, some of my videos that are viral don't even have me in it. Which one is it? I'll show you on my page. Hold on one second. One moment, please. We'll go here. YouTube, your channel. Playlists. Oh yeah, that's my splash video. If we go to, we say, look, 49, almost 50,000 views there, 45,000, 39. I'm in that one, but in these two popular ones, I'm not even in it. So, you know, it's all about the content. If you have something great to offer, offer it. And you'll see, it's not going to matter about what kind of equipment you have. What'll matter is what you're offering to the viewers and just getting them to subscribe, because sometimes people will just come for what they want. Like you see almost 50,000 views in that video. I don't think in the beginning I was saying hit that subscribe button. I don't know, it's hit or miss. Some people say it. I don't usually, I say it at the end, but a lot of times people will just come for what they need. Like, oh, that's great, I got my solution, I got my fix, or whatever it is that you do for your viewers slash subscribers, and then they leave. And then that's it, because they got what they came for. So it'd be nice if they get them, you can get them to come back. But if you can't, that's okay, because you could have 1 million subscribers and have a video that has 5 views, or you can have 3,000, 4,000 subscribers and have a video that has 50,000 views. So it's about the views. It's about what YouTube is feeding people for what they are hungry for at the time. So if they're not hungry for that, it's not going to feed it. You could win the lotto, hire a Hollywood producer to make you the best video ever. But if no one's looking for that, or that's not the niche or the people, what people are hungry for at that particular time, then it doesn't matter. So just find what people are hungry for, and there's another you know, avenue on YouTube that will help you there. If you go here, if you go to your channel, go here, YouTube Studio, and then if you go to content, you have here. You have earn, customize. Let's see if we go make this a little bit bigger so that we can hear. You have, where is it? Analytics, community, inspiration, right there. So if you click on inspiration, the inspiration will help you to determine what people are looking for. See, and this is it. Based on my particular niche, this is what people are hungry for. DJI Avata 2 versus analog, the ultimate. But I don't chase the algorithm, because then it becomes a cat and mouse game. You know, you figure out what works. Eventually people will find it, and YouTube will find your audience, but you could always do the brainstorm. And the last thing I will cover is, where is that? Copyright. So as you can see here, look, check this every now and again. Removals and requests, messages, archive. I don't have any copyright issues, but if you go here to my content and see monetization's on, but if I go to live in the beginning, when I first started out, well, let's see, live, I can't believe I've been live that many times. We'll just go here. Ineligible, and then here it's shared, because in the beginning I was like, hey, whatever her name is, I would say, Alexa, play such and such Pandora, and that was cool. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. I can play, and I know no one told me that you're not supposed to play music in the background, and that's why I have the ineligible. And here it's off. I must have shut it off. But be careful with what you're playing in the background. You could be just relaxing your live stream and being like, oh, I'm just gonna relax at home and this is what I do, guys. No, be careful with that, because you're doing your thing with your Mojo and you have music playing in the background. As you can see, this will happen. It'll be ineligible. You see copyright restrictions, and it means that you can't monetize on that. And in the beginning I was like, it's all right, I'm just having fun, this is cool, guys. And then I didn't realize that eventually I was getting all these views and I would become monetized, and I was like, sorry, you can't make that money because you're ineligible. I'm like, what? And then as your channel grows and you want to come up with ideas, you want to take the money that you earn from being monetized and put it into the channel. Buy a better mic, buy this monitor. Was only $98 at Best Buy. It was open box. You buy whatever you need, but the only way to do that is to monetize and not have any restrictions. Now you could use songs if you go here. If you go to Creator, Beta Music, see that right there? And I'm not going to play anything now because sometimes it's tricky. You can play it, but don't spray it until it's actually inside your embedded video that's going to be uploaded. You buy the song, you get the copyright, and then you can use it in your video. Now, I could have a YouTube short, which is a whole nother can of worms. YouTube shorts will create the experience like, hey, use this song. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I like that song. And you upload your video. Now, if you're on your computer and you start live streaming that song by creating that video and uploading it from there, you might get copyright stricken. It's just weird that way, where it's an isolated experience from your YouTube short. I have another video on that, so just look at my YouTube short stuff and I'll cover that, where it's, remember, an isolated experience with your YouTube shorts when playing music that they let you use, and then another isolated experience from the desktop where you will actually have to purchase the song so that you could use it without getting a copyright strike. Again, two different experiences. Yes, I could use the song as long as it's uploaded from my phone and that experience prompts you to which song I want to select. Yes, you could use it. Again, isolated, so I can't stress that anymore, because what happens is you can get a copyright strike. You can get banned too. Like there's like some people trying to get their accounts from not being shadow banned. So just be careful with the music. I also use Artlist AI, which is right here. Now be careful with this one. This is for the new guy. RART. This is great. As you can see, I can upgrade to max. I have their basic plan, basic platform, but the only problem with this is that, yes, I could even play this now and not get in trouble because I have license. The license is actually, what's great about this platform is that the license plugs into the channel. So anything you play from here in the background, you don't have to worry about because you have the license, which is inside of your channel. Now, the only downside to this is that I believe this was paid for through the channel. It's $99 for the year, I believe. Hopefully the price didn't go up. Let's see what they're charging. Sign out my account. And then as you can see, that's my license. You just link in your YouTube account, my subscription. See, you can download the license. And after it's downloaded, it just goes there. And then you after you've linked your YouTube account. But the point is that this is great. Oh, here we go. Plans and billing. Let's see what we have here. See, $119 for the whole year, not the month, the whole year. Now, again, as I was saying, the only downside to this, let's say I don't want to use this anymore. That's fine. You don't have to. Maybe the channel is not making money like it used to. Maybe you found another platform. The only downside to this is that now, wherever I used these songs or melodies or tunes, those videos are now sort of blacklisted. Now there's going to be copyright now because I stopped paying for it. So you're only as good as your, I guess, your last gig, because now I have to maintain this forever. Not forever, you know, hopefully I won't be doing this forever, but one day when I decide to stop, those videos might become obsolete, and I can no longer monetize on those videos. So be careful with this. I'm making enough to actually afford this annually, but once I stop, you know, it's not for life. That's the only downside to that, which is a little bit of a bummer. And that's pretty much it. So you have your copyright strike, you have following the algorithms, you have setting your voice, make sure your sync offset is off, getting your key, if you're streaming from a key, which is great, then you can quit the app and then launch it again, and you're still live. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'll show you here. So we'll go to YouTube, right? Go here. Remember, because I'm streaming with a key and it's private, I have to go here. And then if I go to YouTube Studio and then go to content and then go to live, and you see I'm live. It's private though. All right. And I'm like, oh no, my app glitched. So then what I would do is I would go into the ManyCam's application, and then I would quit it, lose the live stream for a couple of seconds. And I'm going to go here, launch it, make sure, see, I have infinity. Those cameras are upside down, so I got to quit really fast. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. The second time takes a little bit longer. And then I'll just go here to stream. And then don't hit that one, hit the other one if you're streaming with a key. And now I'm live again. Now I can put that back and then go here. Oops, close this one out. And then let's see, we'll go to this window. And now, see, if I press play, you probably see the down, it'll catch up. See, watch. And then I'll always down for like maybe 10 seconds. You got to be fast when you do it. Just wait for it. We'll mute this. No need to hear me. As you can see, I'm live, I'm going there, and then I just want to test it out. As you can see, I'm going to stop it right there, quit the ManyCam's application, and then voila. You got to be fast when you do this, but this is great if things start glitching out. And the reason why you would do that, if things glitch out. Now the only downside is that if, I'll just bring this back, back here, if I'm streaming, I'll just get that out of the way. If I am streaming, if I hit stream from here and it crashes, your stream's gone forever. You have to, you're going to be starting a new stream. So basically you'll have, if the stream crashes 4 times, you'll have 4 or 5 different live streams, and it's not the same stream. So try streaming with a key, okay? And the timer resets, but the YouTube stream clock doesn't. And then that's it. That's pretty much, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And now I can go here and stop this stream. See, as soon as I stop it, you can check back at YouTube. Let's see if we go here. Where are we? Oh, we can't do that. And let's see, shrink that in. And again, you add as many as you want, as many windows, like just from here. See that? I can add multiple. You can add 3D cameras, you could add wireless cameras, etc. Anyway, if we go back to YouTube, we stop the stream. Sometimes it might still be playing. So what you do is you go to, whoops, not there, but go to your channel. And then click on create. If it's gone, it's fine because we're not live anymore. See, it's still looping. And one time one of my viewers / subscribers texted me. He's like, yo, your stream's still going. Because even though we quit it, this should quit it automatically, but if it doesn't, just make sure, double check, select end stream. As you saw, it's just streaming black darkness. And you don't want that. So see, we got 3 views and that's all me. Dismiss, you can edit it in Studio, or even while you're live, maybe you're just setting up. And then finally, when you're set up, let's say I finally set it up, you would just go here, edit, and from private, just go public, and then select save, and then you're golden. And then that private stream now becomes a live stream. knowing that and moving forward. And remember, if it starts to get glitchy, if you press stream, nothing's happening, it's either private, unlisted, or the key is just defunct, and it just means you need to press this button right here, reset. It'll generate a new key, and then copy that key, and then recreate the experience inside ManyCams, where you would go here, right? And you would delete this, and then recreate the stream again, so that you could, let's see, add custom. And then you would just say new stream, etc. And then the magic will just happen. There are other things in there that you can do with the ManyCams application with your stream. I've never, it's not my thing. You can delete multiple cameras if you have too many, as you can see here. I don't need that one because that was for you guys. I don't need that one. And we can delete the scene. Let's say clear layer, right? Because we don't need it anymore. Go here. And then you can't be in a window and delete it. You have to go in another window if you want to delete. Oh, you can add scenes. Let's say here, look, check this out. And wait for it. See, I always mute this. Always mute anything that's playing. So if you hear that, when you live stream from whatever you're listening to, I mute it because it's going to echo. Or you might think like, oh, that's so cool. You hear that, guys? They hear double. So make sure the output is off. Just turn the speaker volume off and then set it inside ManyCams. So let's say, look, you see right here? See the source output is off. That's this LCD screen. So if I turn it on, then the viewers / subscribers can hear it, but I don't. See? And you could see the gain meter moving. So I don't hear it, you don't hear it, but if you look on the screen, the meter's there. And I have mine 17%, is pretty loud. So you have to figure out, and the only way to know is to go on the live stream and then adjust the audio accordingly that way. So in this case, see, we have at the beach, and then we have there. And if you're wondering how it sounds, we can, hold on, just go here. So, because that's playing from the monitor, right? So we can mute the monitor, right? And then it's just playing from here. It's like you're the DJ, you're the production guy, you're the sound guy, you're the video guy, you're every guy, the graphics guy, the credit guy. So, there's a lot you got to think about when you're doing this. But you get used to it. Sometimes I have my audience help me. I have Brian, Ken, they like, hey, the sound is off. Hey, you've messed up, and that's great when you have your audience helping you troubleshoot. Then that, you've created a community of people that work just right for you. It's not like I'm saying, hey, you do this, hey, you do that. No, it's just how the cookie crumbles. Let me just shut this off. At the beach, let me see if I can. We won't hear anything because nothing is playing. And then now, let's see. See? There. Leave it like that. And then you have to figure out, you be the DJ, and I can play this song because I paid for it. Now, when I stop paying for Artlist AI, I got another year to think about whether or not I want to continue using it. Oops. And you can set it to be on the loop or not, and stop it. That's usually how I would end my videos. And that's pretty much it. It's a lot to cover, but kind of neat, huh? Gotta love it. Hopefully you can take all this information and knowledge and transpose it into your world that you plan to create in the world of YouTube. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.
Yes, I know we're not the same. I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard.